Hi there, my name's Nick, and I'm rather alarmed, actually, by some of the rhetoric which is now coming out of the atheist communities here on the internet. This is, of course, the anti-Islamic rhetoric which is coming out on the internet. It is thoroughly inappropriate, and it does seem to satisfy the needs of two extreme camps. On one side of things, it satisfies the needs of the extremist fundamentalists in religious groups, because it gives them more reasons to rail against anyone who they consider to be infidels, for want of a better word. And the second group of people whose needs it satisfies are those on the political extreme, who are looking out for more and more rhetoric or more and more evidence that a certain type of person who comes from a certain history or a certain background, or regards certain things or certain icons as being important, as some variety of subspecies. I am, of course, referring to the fascists. This rhetoric, which in a time when the conspiracy theorists are propagating the same stab-in-the-back political legend which led up to the beginning of the Second World War, and in a time when the right wing in Europe and in the USA is steadily gaining grounds and followers via anything through the Tea Party movement and similar movements in the United Kingdom, and of course thanks to the rhetoric of people like Alex Jones, who uses the word Zionist because it's politically inappropriate just to say Jewish. It's not the right variety of rhetoric. You, Thunderfoot and others, are doing the atheist community a massive disservice through promoting this rhetoric. You are doing the innocent Islamic people a disservice through propagating this attitude. And you are making it much less likely that someone who is a moderate Muslim would attempt to defend their faith, because the extremist conspiracy theorists and the extremist atheists will use the same dishonest tactics to promote their ideas and their ideologies as the fundamentalist Christians and the creationists, who the atheists hate. This is the wrong time in history for me to be seeing these videos. This is the wrong time in history for me to be hearing this rhetoric. It is quite frankly despicable. Whether you actually personally have evidence of moderate Muslims railing against the fundamentalist Muslims or not is a complete irrelevance. You could take the same argument, namely that fundamentalist Muslims, the jihadists, the military jihadists, are wrong. And you could present it in a number of different ways. But you have chosen the most abhorrent, namely to tar all Islamic people with the same brush. And as such, your rhetoric is fascist. You have chosen a type of person, and you have turned them into a demon. In less than 100 years ago, there was a similar situation, and you know what that was, and I shouldn't have to tell you. And to be honest, to anyone who's watching this, my rhetoric is going to go against yours if you support these people. If you support these atheist fanatics with their Islamophobia, if you support Pat Condell, I personally will have words with you, one way or another, whether it's through this forum or another one. Because you are doing your own communities a disservice. You are doing their communities a disservice. And your views are fascist. I cannot and will not tolerate this. I am aware of history. I know what happened then. And the last thing I want is for there to be boot boy thugs who going out to kick the hell out of someone because they've got dark skin. But maybe that's the future that you want. And if that is, I hate you more and more. This is the wrong time in history for this. And to be honest, there never was a time in history for this type of rhetoric. And there never will be in the future. If you don't like fundamentalist Islam, you're not alone. I don't like the military jihadists either, because of their methodology, because of their approach. But for someone to choose a path which does them some good and gives them a feeling of identity or community, and gives them a sense of connection with the divine, let them at it. Okay? That's their way of life, it's not yours. But you must not carry on with this rhetoric now. Maybe you could use all your knowledge of science, or all your knowledge of psychology or philosophy, to teach these people how to live in a peaceful way. To teach them to use their religion in a way which will do them some good and do their society some good. That is, if you care for what's right. I mean, Thunderfoot. I remember the days when your primary means of attack was to attack people's logical fallacies. And now you're a xenophobic, racist, bigoted bastard. This has been Nick Dutch, signing out for now. Speak to you in a while, mate.